NICOLANDRIA Hive. During Black Women's NICOLANDRIA Hive Black Women's Month, I'm gonna need y'all to wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep.
NICOLANDRIA Hive, we back outside and we have our first interview. Hey, whoa.
VBS, I just turned the water on. Big old flex, shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my truck, look like bricks.
What's up, guys? It's your sister, Jessie Woo. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe. So you can join the Black Women's Tribe during Black Women's NICOLANDRIA Hive. We back outside Black Women's Month, okay? All right, so before we get into this video, y'all, some of you guys have asked me if you can still sign up to meet me in Ghana for Dirty December. You actually still can. I am reopening up the list. I know that a lot of you guys needed some more time to get yourselves together to join me in Ghana. So if you want to join me in Ghana for Dirty December, please listen to this. Woocation, the Ghana edition is here. I'm so excited, y'all. We are going to Dirty December in Ghana. Y'all know I have been talking your ears off about going to Ghana, and I am so excited to finally bring it to you. And we're going to do all the fun things that you saw me do when I went to Ghana 2 years ago, back to back, y'all. Please go to woocationinghana.sortedchalet.com to book your spot. You do not want to miss this because baby, once it sells out, it sells out. I cannot help you. I cannot. All right. So I will see y'all in Ghana. Again, go to woocationinghana.sortedchalet.com, and I cannot wait to see you for Dirty December. All right, y'all, let's get into the nitty gritty of this NICOLANDRIA. NICOLANDRIA, kote no yewo, iske nula wo, nula. NICOLANDRIA, kote no yewo, iske nula. Listen, y'all know I go up for NICOLANDRIA, okay? So first thing I noticed watching this interview is how affectionate they were. They were both holding hands, smiling a lot of like loving gestures. I know this is a very new relationship thingy they got going on because we're gonna get into that later on. But it just looks so natural. It feels so natural. I smiled from ear to ear the entire time that I watched this interview. It just was very heartwarming.
Well, first of all, I think a lot of people were feeling delusional in the beginning, but you weren't delusional. You were on track.
Yeah, you were on track. We were oblivious to it. So
yeah.
They started off talking about just how supportive they've been to one another. OLANDRIA was talking about how supportive Nick has been with her because unfortunately she has seen a lot of the negativity online. Okay. So she did say that some of these comment sections definitely make her sad. And I feel really bad for her and Shelly as well. We all know just the racism, the blatant lies that have been told on her and Shelly because they're Black women who didn't come into the villa and give us neck rolls and, mispronunciation. Okay. They didn't give you guys your ghetto dreams. So a lot of publications have used their platform like Time Magazine, BuzzFeed, feeding Shelly a knuckle sandwich. You have Time Magazine. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot when it comes to OLANDRIA and Shelly. And it's just very sad to know that she's seen those things. But she did say thank you to Nick. Who will constantly be like, hey, get out them comment sections. She also thanked NICOLANDRIA, like NICOLANDRIA Hive. She said that the edits make her feel so well, that they make her so happy. So the NICOLANDRIA of it all is where she finds happiness in this newfound stardom.
But the NICOLANDRIA side of it makes everything better. When I'm feeling a little down, I just look at those videos and those tweets and it just lifts my spirits up again. So
I think our parents are really there for us as well. And they're there for each other.
Also, they both talked about the fact that their mothers are in constant communication with each other, as well as with them, but with each other. So it's really great to know that they have that family support behind them as well. Now, I do want to just pause and say something. You white journalists, you white reporters, please leave African-American sayings alone, child. And this is coming from a non-African-American. I'm a whole Haitian girly, a whole Caribbean immigrant girly, a whole Canadian-born immigrant girly, Haitian girly. But you have to give African-Americans their things, okay? The way y'all are using clocking so incorrectly, because what is this, honey?
Nick, you kind of clocked in on her in the beginning.
Girl, what is this? What is that? What is that? That's not how you use the term, okay? Speak in y'all's beige language during Black Women's NICOLANDRIA Hive We Back Outside Black Women's Month. Please and thank you. But anyway, they did talk about how oblivious they were to their connect. Well, Olandria said that because we know Nick wasn't oblivious. It really was you, Olandria. You was, girl. I was like, dude, it got to a point. I was like, do we need to get my sister some glasses? Do you not see what's going on? You don't see the signs in front of you, girl? The signs say, get with Nick. The signs are right there, okay? Get with Nick. What's going on? But she said she was oblivious, and he pointed out, I did keep kissing her. But, our first real and deep conversation wasn't up until, 4 weeks too late. She was asked about wanting a cowboy. Y'all remember Olandria? She wanted a cowboy. She wanted to be somebody cowgirl, and how she was looking for a cowboy child. She did tell the interviewer, listen, when I said I wanted a cowboy, I was talking about a Southern gentleman. I want some chivalry. I want kindness. I want a man who's going to let me be soft. I want a man who's going to sleep closer to the door when we are in the bed. Clark that. See, my man is from North Carolina. He from Charlotte, baby. And he definitely sleeps closer to the door. That is a chivalrous man, and you deserve that and so much more, Olandria. So shout out to her for explaining that. But then here come Nick.
I've worn a cowboy hat and I've ridden a horse like 4 times. So.
Exactly.
Here come Marcel talking about I got them horses in the back. Horse tag is a tag. Please calm your ass down. One thing about Nick, he gonna feed into, like, if Olandria says she wants something, he gonna, well, here I am. Hello? I love this for her. Meanwhile, Olandria's ex-cowboy, Jalen, is on IG doing this shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. We need to send cousin Jalen some better content ideas, because he on IG dancing to, it's some horses in a stable. There's some horses in a stable. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what in the Old Town Road is happening, but we got to get cousin Jalen some better content ideas, because I don't know what this is, but I needed to stop immediately. Olandria was asked what her favorite thing was about Nick, and she said that he lets her be soft. He lets her be soft. For the last 5 years that she's been single, she just felt like she had to step into a lot of masculinity.
I didn't allow myself to just feel like a woman. In his presence, I can truly feel like a woman. I don't have to think. I don't have to do anything. Even opening the water bottle, he's doing that for me. I don't have to do nothing.
Baby, she said that man opens up her water bottle. She ain't got to do nothing, okay? If he gets her something to eat, he's sitting down in front of her. He pulling out the forks and the knives and he's feeding her the food. That's what I'm talking about. That's what she deserves. You deserve that. You deserve that. Olandria, you deserve to be in a relationship where you can turn your brain, your mind off and just be soft. I love this for her. Nick went on to say that he really, really liked her softness and her openness. And I'm like, dang, like, you see how the right person will bring that out of you? Because coming into the villa, that wasn't what she carried, right? But she did want that. That's what she desired, but that's not how she carried herself. Like, she didn't carry herself as if she was going to get that. And so I'm really, really happy that she's getting what she desires deep down inside. Olandria said that she really, really wished that she saw things clearly when it came to Nick earlier on. Like, she really wishes, like, week 1, she noticed everything. But he said, you know what, honestly, like, there was so much beauty in the chaos. Yes, we had a chaotic journey, but our journey, there's so much beauty in it. And I love that he said that.
There was beauty in the chaos.
Oh, for sure. The edit shows that, like, all the like the leading up to the last one. I'm like, this is so beautiful. It brings me to tears.
She then went on to say that the NICOLANDRIA edits, they always bring her to tears. They bring her to tears because it just shows like how natural everything happened, how beautiful everything happened between them, and how much of a perfect love story that they actually have between them. Nick said that. Nick said, man, like we really have like the perfect love story. And then Olandria said, yeah, like nothing was forced. After she says this, the interviewer asked her this question.
Okay, because I was going to ask, did no one, any producer come up to either one of you and say like, look, the people want this to happen?
No.
So nothing like that.
The producers did such a great job with not telling me or Nick that we were a thing.
And I just was bothered by that because, again, it just echoes what the two white chicks in the office asked Nick.
Did you feel any, I guess, outside pressure from not just you, like from your couple, but either the other Islanders or behind the scenes, or, you know, like you said, you're reading America's thoughts that they're supporting you. Did any of that kind of come into play in your mind of like, oh, everyone's thinking this, we really should give it a shot?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was pressure. It was more like just another notion to try it out and to see if it could work. So I don't think it was pressure. Just more of like a little bit of a layup.
It echoes what them white people on the green couch, the green Val couch said. We're asking Taylor.
You believe NICOLANDRIA?
What do you mean by believe NICOLANDRIA?
It's a relationship that a lot of fans online just decided that they saw a lot of connections between Nick and Olandria when you and Olandria were coupled up and when Nick and Sierra were coupled up. And it was like a movement that like people were just like, I don't know. We just decided they're obsessed with each other. That's what we mean.
Nick was one of Landria's picks day one. It was definitely like physical attraction there between both of them. Me and Nick spoke about it, and Nick asked me like, yo, do you care if I explore Landria? And I was like, no, like go ahead. So
like it just kind of echoes to the whole, this had to have happened because it was forced by production, right? Now this interviewer, she was kind about it. Like she wasn't as dismissive and demeaning as the other interviewers were, but it's just so interesting to me because in all the other interviews, everybody else coming out of the villa, they're not getting that question. And there have been people in the villa who literally had similar journeys. Like Ace was Christopher Columbus. You know what I mean? So how do we know that him and Shelly are not forced? They didn't get that question. Taylor abruptly left Olandria for Clark, who he met in Casa. And he doesn't get that question. And if you go back to other seasons, like, you know, flip-flopping between different partners in Love Island is something that happens all the time. But Nick and Olandria keep getting this question. And in my personal opinion, it just speaks to the fact that a lot of people just really do not understand that someone like Nick would see someone like Olandria and totally be into her and want to be with her. You know, I feel like there's racial undertones in there. I feel like there are it's bothersome to me. It's really bothersome to me. And I don't know, drop that in the comments and let me know what you think about that. But I do feel like this particular interviewer, she didn't deliver it like the others did, but I'm still clarking it. But anyway, they both say no, that the producers never stepped in. This was not forced. Nobody forced them. That this was all like their intuition. Like they really felt like deep inside, this was the right thing to do as far as partnering up together romantically. They just felt like they saw each other as who they wanted to be with. So Olandria was asked when the turning point was for her, and she said this.
I truly feel like that our first kiss we shared outside of a challenge was like a turning point for me in the beginning, initially, even though I denied it because I was like, I felt so guilty after. I was like, I don't even want to allow myself to enjoy this whole thing because I feel so guilty. Like as soon as we did, I'm like, I have to tell Sierra.
Did not Clark this? Did not Clark this? Baby, we all saw that kiss down to the soul ties. That's why when Olandria told Nick, you know, it wasn't no sparks, or I think she even told Sierra too, like, you know, I did kiss Nick, but it was like, girl, what? I was there. was giving Katy Perry. Baby, you're a firework. It was giving July 4th. It was giving Independence Day. Show them what your colors were. Like, it was giving snap, crackle, and pop. What you mean it was no spark? We all knew she was lying. And then we all knew that when Nick followed up, was like, yeah, he didn't say there was no sparks. He was like, yeah, you know, we knew that he was just obliging you. But baby, when you was tongue kissing that man, the way y'all was tongue kissing, you grabbed that man lip from his face, and then you had Nick kicking his feet up in the air. Please, 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 don't lie to me, okay? Don't tell me no lies, Olandria. We all saw that, okay? But she also does go on to explain that, you know, she lied because she was thinking about the other people that they were with. And, you know, she was putting other people first. It's kind of clear that while Olandria was in this villa and in this experience, she, the eldest daughter that she is, was putting other people above herself a lot. And that's why it was so great, even when she came to the realization that, okay, you know what, Sierra leaving, this was like a blessing in disguise because I can finally choose myself. I can finally do what I want to do. And boom, look at where it got you. Nick. It got you NICOLANDRIA. Hey, NICOLANDRIA, have we live? Hey, whoa. Hallelujah. Speaking of Olandria putting other people first in the villa, this is Amaya on the Call Her Daddy podcast. This is what she said about Olandria.
We're closest with. I would have to say, me and Olandria have a great, great friendship. I remember, like, when the whole Ace Babe situation happened, I really did isolate myself. I was spending the whole day, like, crying. And she was really one of the main girls, just consoling in me and also making sure that my feelings were validated and I wasn't being, like, too much, you know? So I would definitely say her.
Why didn't we see any of that? Why didn't we see any of that? I believe this wholeheartedly because do y'all remember what happened when Olandria was voted off or eliminated because Taylor chose Clark? Do you guys remember how everybody sobbed? The sobbing that happened? The sobbing that happened when Olandria was going home? Come to find out, like, she was mothering everybody in that fucking villa. And they never showed any of that. Why? I wonder why. I wonder why it was never shown how Olandria was so soft and so motherly to everybody in the villa. Or I wonder why it was never shown. Shelly said she cried the most in the villa. I wonder why that was never shown. It wouldn't fit it wouldn't fit the mean girl narrative. It wouldn't fit the mean girl narratives. For Nick, he says that the turning point was baby Marcel.
A big one was having our child Marcel.
He's so popular, by the way.
Marcel has his own TikTok accounts, and people are like, I think Marcel and Ace are beefing hard right now online.
Not when he became a daddy. I'm screaming. But he said the turning point was baby Marcel. Then he made a little joke at Ace. He was like, baby Marcel has his own TikTok and he's beefing with Ace on TikTok just like they was beefing in the villa. They was beefing in the villa. Did you remember when Ace was like, Marcel be waking up my kids and I don't like that? He was like, Ace could no longer be the only baby in the villa. I screamed, Lord, I screamed, Lord.
They were beefing in the villa too, but Marcel really steps on Ace, so yeah.
He does.
There can only be one little baby in the villa, and that's
Nick is something else. They were asked what's next for them, and Nick said, you know, just moving at the pace that they're moving, doing all the little things. A lot of y'all saw that they all went to Disneyland. He said that he really enjoyed his time just watching the fireworks with her, and he looks forward to traveling. He wants to take her skydiving. Olandria never obliged that. I did notice she never obliged to the skydiving part of the conversation. But she did say, she wants to continue going at the pace that they're going. And she loves the fact that Nick keeps feeding us the crumbs that he's feeding us with NICOLANDRIA content. Girl, we love it too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We loving it. Child, somebody said, I'm ready to block them because I'm too old to be standing a couple so hard. And I'm in the same boat. Like, I need to get NICOLANDRIA out my mind, child. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this couple. I love them down. I'm obsessed with Shelly and Ace. I know they're in hiding and they don't want to talk to us for a little bit, but I cannot wait till that changes because I'm obsessed. Why? I am Mariah Carey. Why are you so obsessed with me? Obsessed. Okay? Please pray for me. They did finish off the interview talking about just being exclusive. And they said that, they just want to take their time, go at their own pace. Again, do all the little things. Nick is trying to get Olandria to move to LA, but she said, nah, I'm a Southern girl. I'm a Southern girly.
I'm trying to get her to move to LA. Like, that'd be the
he wants
best
me to move to LA. I'm a Southern girl. I like to stay in the South.
I like to be at home on Saturdays watching college football. I'm an Auburn fan. Mind you, Auburn followed her. But so, I'm an Auburn fan. I'm a Bama hater. And here come Nick.
Yeah, we can be some Bama haters together.
Yeah, we can be Bama haters.
Absolutely not.
Not Roll Tide. But anyway, they also talked about the fact that for reunion that they have a lot of things they want to address. Nick has things that he wants to address when it comes to the Sierra of it all, when it comes to Bella A of it all, and when it comes to the Jeremiah of it all. And Olandria said that she's taking notes. I love that she said that.
For me, I'm just still doing my homework. I know a lot of people are going on podcasts and my name seems to come up a lot. So I'm still just making my list.
She said, I'm taking notes, baby. I'm taking notes. I've seen that a lot of people have gone on podcasts. Coco. Yeah, girl. She's seen that. She said that, she noticed that her name keeps coming up in podcasts, so she's taking notes. And Nick did say that he will be bringing his book of receipts to the motherfucking reunion.
Yeah.
I'm actually we're going to print it out on like big pieces of paper and like, I'm going to,
print it out.
I'm printing it out.
It's giving Janae from last season. Okay, he said he will be bringing the book of shadows a la Monique to the motherfucking reunion. And I cannot wait. And I hope Olandria and Shelly and Ace do the exact same thing, baby. I do hope that NICOLANDRIA, y'all take notes and do not go on the Nick Val podcast, please. Nick Val called Olandria and Shelly leftovers. Okay? He called y'all leftovers on his podcast episode that he did with Jeremiah. I also want to point out that he had an episode where he talked to, I can't remember the girlie's name. I think she's Ariana's best friend, but she's also from Vanderpump Rules, I believe. But she had this to say when it came to Olandria and Shelly.
I mean, Olandria's just got that like beautiful face, the posture. She's just very put together, but you're just like, you saw her kind of crack one time. You're like, there she is. And I'm not saying that's the person that she is, but I'm just like, I wish people would just kind of just not be so concerned about.
They mentioned Olandria.
When you say there she is, you're basically saying that she wasn't being her real self by being poised and having control over her emotions. That's what you were saying about Olandria and Shelly. Okay, so I really hope that y'all take notes and that you do not go on the Nick Val podcast. But anyway, y'all, drop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on that interview. Y'all know I would love to speak with Olandria. I would love to speak with Shelly. But anyway, even if it's not me, I really, really hope that they get to sit down, especially the Shelly and Olandria, that they get to sit down with someone who is a black woman. Okay, like a black woman or a black man, but preferably a black woman. I feel like there are just discussions that Olandria and Shelly are not going to be able to have with non-black folks. So I look forward to them being able to sit in safe places where they can have those discussions. Anyway, y'all, drop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the NICOLANDRIA interview, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other.
VBS, I just turn the water on. Big ol' flex, shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my truck, look like brains.